Dear friend, have you ever wondered whether everything we usually hear about aging is truly accurate? Many people believe that morning aches, constant fatigue, or the need to take medication every day are inevitable parts of getting older. But the truth may not be so certain. Nowadays, more and more studies have shown that most of the signs we often associate with old age are actually the result of incorrect daily habits, especially in the first few hours after waking up. But if you know how to adjust the way you start your mornings, your body can gradually recover, become healthier, and even reverse many signs of aging. You don't need expensive equipment or any special therapies. Today, I'm going to share with you 5 morning habits, simple, scientific, easy to follow, that can create a big change in your health, memory, mental clarity, and your ability to live independently after the age of 60. What's surprising is this. The very first habit takes just 30 seconds each morning, but over 90% of older adults skip it. And that's exactly what causes them to feel tired, foggy, and sluggish right after waking up. But before we begin, may I ask you something? Where are you watching this video from? I'd truly love to know who I'm sharing this health journey with today. Please leave a quick hello in the comments below. And if you find this topic helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, so you won't miss the next practical tips that can help you stay healthy, active, and full of energy every day. Now let's begin with the very first thing your body quietly longs for each morning, but has probably been neglected for years. Habit 1. Proper hydration, the foundation of all cellular functions. Did you know that every night while you sleep, your body quietly loses about 1 liter of water just through breathing and sweating? And yet the first thing many people do after waking up is make a cup of coffee, a drink that not only doesn't replenish fluids but actually worsens dehydration. A habit that seems harmless but unintentionally affects everything, from joint flexibility, mental clarity, to the level of energy you have throughout the day. It may sound a bit dramatic, but research from Johns Hopkins has shown that even mild dehydration can reduce brain function by up to 27% and increase inflammatory markers by more than 30% in people over the age of 65. This isn't just about feeling thirsty. It's about whether the cells in your body are functioning smoothly or not. I remember a woman named Alina, 82 years old, who had been dealing with headaches and dizziness for many years. Doctors prescribed medications and ran various tests, but her condition didn't improve much, until she discovered that the real issue was dehydration in the morning. Within just a few weeks of applying the correct hydration method, she told me, "For the first time in years, I woke up without feeling like my head was spinning." The truth is, when your body lacks water, synovial fluid in the joints becomes thicker and more sticky, causing friction with every movement and leading to the stiffness many people mistakenly think is a normal part of aging. Your brain is also affected. Without timely hydration, your neurons can't maintain electrical signals properly or clear out the waste that accumulates during sleep. The result: you start your day feeling foggy and sluggish, and over time your memory could be seriously impacted. So what's the simple solution? Before going to bed, prepare a glass of warm water, about 450 ml 16 Oz, and add a small pinch of natural mineral salt. Place the glass by your bedside. The next morning, as soon as you wake up, before coffee, tea, or breakfast, drink the entire glass. Why warm water? Because your body absorbs it faster. Why mineral salt? Because it helps water enter your cells more efficiently, thanks to natural osmotic balance. If you find plain water hard to drink in the morning, you can add a few drops of fresh lemon juice, but absolutely avoid sugar or artificial sweeteners, as they can interfere with your morning metabolic processes. This habit may seem simple, but its effects are very real. Within a few days, you might notice more flexible joints and a clearer mind. After a few weeks, your skin may look smoother, your digestion lighter, and your morning energy more stable. I've maintained this habit since I was 75 years old, and to this day, I still believe it's one of the smallest changes that has created the biggest results in my journey to healthy living. And you know what? If water is the fuel to start your body, then morning sunlight is the switch that powers your internal biological clock. Dear friend, if you're still watching at this point, I'm truly glad to know you care about slowing the aging process and maintaining your independence as you age. Leave the number 1 in the comments below so I know you're still here with me. Habit 2. Morning light at the right time, resetting your internal clock. Your body doesn't just have an alarm clock in the bedroom. It also has a built-in biological control system that functions with astonishing precision. It governs everything, from when hormones are released to immune function, sleep cycles, and even your mood throughout the day. But here's what many people miss. If you don't get the right natural light exposure at the right time in the morning, that entire biological system gets disrupted. You might wake up on time, have breakfast, even go for a walk. But if you don't switch on the light signal early enough, your body still thinks you're in a half-asleep state. Research from Stanford Center for Sleep Science shows that just 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight can increase serotonin, the neurotransmitter that creates feelings of happiness, by up to 42% in older adults. Meanwhile, another study from the University of Colorado found that missing this early light window increases the risk of depression by nearly 70%, disrupts sleep, and over time, accelerates the aging process. You might be thinking, but I go for a walk every day. Be careful, just like an old-fashioned watch needs to be wound at the right time, morning sunlight needs to be charged within 30 minutes of waking up to be fully effective. I once knew an elderly gentleman named Robert, 78 years old and very active. He went for a walk every day but always in the afternoon. He thought he was doing everything right. It wasn't until he shifted that walk to the morning, just strolling through his garden shortly after waking up, that his sleep significantly improved. Within a few weeks, he no longer needed his sleep medication. So how do you apply this properly? Step outside within the first 30 minutes after waking. Spend about 10 to 15 minutes in natural light. Even on cloudy days, the light still has an effect. And one important detail many people overlook. Remove your sunglasses, prescription glasses, or contact lenses during that time if possible. Because these lenses can block the specific wavelengths your brain needs to reset your circadian rhythm. If the weather doesn't allow, sitting near a window is a temporary option, though it's only about half as effective as direct light. And if you live in a region with long, dark winters, consider using a medical-grade light therapy lamp designed for circadian rhythm regulation. Just 1 week of consistent practice can help people fall asleep more easily at night, feel more alert in the morning, and enjoy a better mood throughout the day. And if light can awaken your biological clock, then just minutes later, your brain will need to be awakened too in a very specific way, one that most people have completely overlooked. Habit 3. Activate your brain in just 4 minutes. Stay sharp even as you age. Each morning when you wake up, your brain enters a very special state. A brief but highly fertile window where neural connections can either be strengthened or gradually lost. And this is what surprised me when I read a study from Harvard University. The aging brain can lose up to 30,000 neural connections every morning if it's not properly activated. It sounds alarming, but the good news is, you can completely change that with just 4 minutes each morning, no thick books, no Sudoku, no chessboard. Just a short series of simple actions I like to call the 4 in 4 challenge, meaning 4 small tasks in 4 minutes. Why is early morning such a golden time for the brain? Because after waking up, your brain produces a very special substance called BDNF, essentially biological fertilizer for neurons. This compound helps the brain form new connections, stay sharp, improve memory, and enhance focus. If you activate your brain properly at this moment, those connections are preserved and you'll feel alert for the rest of the day. But if you skip it, instead scrolling your phone or watching negative news, the golden opportunity slips by without you even realizing. I once knew a woman named Margaret, 86 years old, who had just undergone hip surgery and had to stay home to rest for a long time. Although she couldn't move much, she still faithfully practiced her morning brain activation routine. The results were remarkable. While people her age often suffer cognitive decline after surgery, Margaret remained sharp, articulate, and could even beat her grandson at crossword puzzles. So what exactly should you do in those 4 minutes? Just follow 4 steps. Solve a simple math problem, for example, what's 72 minus 19? Recall a detailed memory like, what happened on my 30th birthday? Learn 4 new words from a book, flashcards, or a phone app. Visualize your day, mentally walk through what you'll be doing. These 4 tasks are not random. They're designed to wake up different brain regions. Math for logical thinking, memory for the hippocampus, vocabulary for language centers, and visualization to activate the prefrontal cortex, your decision-making area. You'll be surprised how, after just a few days, you start speaking more fluently, remembering things more clearly, and making decisions faster. After a few weeks, that morning brain fog will begin to fade. And with consistency, this becomes a strong shield against age-related cognitive decline. If light is what wakes up the body, then this little mental routine is the key that opens the door to clarity and alertness, helping you take control of aging instead of being controlled by it. But you know, even if you do everything right up to this point, if you still start your day with the wrong kind of physical exercise, you might be unknowingly harming your joints every morning without realizing it. Dear friend, if you're still watching the video at this point, thank you for sticking with me this far. I truly appreciate it. Leave the number 3 in the comments below to let me know I'm not talking to myself. Habit 4. Move the right way, restore instead of harming the body. Most older adults believe that exercise is good, and that's absolutely true. But what few people realize is, the way you move in the morning makes all the difference between restoring flexibility and unknowingly damaging your own body. Many exercise habits have been passed down from when we were younger. Forward bends, neck rolls, twisting stretches, movements that seem familiar and harmless. But the truth is, after age 70, your connective tissues, muscles, and joints have changed significantly. What once helped you stay flexible at 40 might now silently increase inflammation, cause microinjuries, and even lead to dependence on a walker if you're not careful. A study from the Mayo Clinic found that doing the wrong morning exercises can increase inflammation by 31%, whereas a gentle 7-minute mobility sequence can reduce stiffness and pain by up to 44% in just 2 weeks. I once knew an elderly gentleman named Thomas, 85 years old, who had been faithfully doing the same stretching routine from his 50s every morning. But the more he practiced, the weaker he felt, and eventually he had to use a walker. When he switched to a gentler sequence, starting from the inside out, gradually and in the correct order, his condition improved so much that he could go grocery shopping without assistance. So how should a safe over 70 movement routine begin? First, remember, your joints and muscles need to warm up gradually, not abruptly. Start with gentle shoulder rolls in place for about 30 seconds to activate the upper body. Then do seated marching, alternating lifting your knees while sitting for about 1 minute to wake up your core and improve lower body circulation. Next, try doorway chest expansions, placing your hands on either side of a door frame and gently leaning forward. This simple move helps open up your chest and improve posture. After that, perform assisted squats by holding onto a table or sturdy chair, lowering and raising yourself comfortably for about 1 minute. Finally, do ankle circles while seated, rotating each ankle in both directions. It's a simple move but extremely important for fall prevention. This sequence is not only safe, but it also respects the biological needs of an aging body, moving from the center outward, from gentle to deeper, from flexibility to controlled strength. After just a short time of doing this regularly, most people feel smoother joint movement, better posture, and greater confidence in their daily activities. By simply understanding and respecting your body's biological limits, you don't need to twist like a yoga master. You can still maintain lasting mobility and energy in a sustainable way. And now that your body has been gently awakened and fully activated, it's time to move on to one final, but incredibly important, factor that could determine whether you're preserving your muscles or losing them, starting with breakfast. Habit 5, eat at the right time. Preserve your muscles instead of letting them disappear silently. Your breakfast tomorrow will determine one very important thing, whether you're preserving your precious muscle mass or unknowingly letting it shrink by more than 23% without even realizing it. Sounds a bit dramatic, but this is actually a conclusion from a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. They found that it's not just how much protein you eat, but when you eat it that really determines whether your body can retain strength, especially after the age of 60. Most people still do the opposite. Breakfast is light, with bread, fruit, or a cup of coffee, while dinner becomes the revenge meal full of meat and rice. But the truth is, after a long night, your body enters a state of anabolic resistance, which means you need both a sufficient amount of protein and the right timing for your muscles to absorb and utilize it effectively. I once spoke with an elderly woman named Barbara, 91 years old. She paid close attention to her diet but still felt herself getting weaker over the years. Turns out, even though she ate plenty of meat and fish, it was all packed into dinner. When she changed, starting to add high-protein meals right after her morning movement, her muscle strength significantly improved within just a few months. She even joked, "I can open the pickle jar faster than my granddaughter now." So how much is enough? About 25–30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes after finishing your morning movement routine. Good sources include eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a smoothie with whey protein and collagen. Combining protein with collagen also supports your joints and skin, an added bonus that everyone at this age should take advantage of. What's important is to avoid pairing protein with fast-digesting carbs like white bread or sugary fruit juices, as these will cause a spike in insulin and interfere with fat burning and protein synthesis. Instead, aim for a balanced breakfast focused on protein and healthy fats to prolong satiety and support muscle retention. The impact of eating at the right time isn't just about muscle. It also shows up in your energy levels, blood sugar stability, and even your mood throughout the morning. You'll feel not just stronger, but also less irritable when you haven't eaten yet. Dear friend, what I've shared with you today isn't a secret to eternal youth, nor is it some expensive therapy hidden away in a lab. These are just small, simple, familiar actions. But when done at the right time and consistently repeated, they can have a profound impact on your health and quality of life in your later years. I've managed to stay independent at this age not because of special genes or random luck. I did it because I understood this. Morning is the most precious time of day, the moment when every system in your body gets reset, ready to function. To start breaking down depending on what you choose to do. The human body at any age has the ability to heal, recover, and remain healthy if we provide it with the right signals at the right time. And those signals are: hydrate correctly, get morning light at the right time, activate your brain effectively, move gently, and nourish your body properly right after. You don't need to change the whole world, just the way you start each day. Because it's those first hours after waking up that lay the foundation for everything else. Your energy, memory, endurance, flexibility, and that sense of control over your own life. I truly believe that everyone deserves a healthy, independent old age. And that doesn't come from miracles, it comes from choices, repeated daily, every morning. And if you're wondering, can I start over today? The answer is, it's never too late to start your mornings right. After all, your body is still waiting for the right signals to recover. And every new sunrise is your opportunity to do just that. If you found today's content helpful, don't hesitate to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next videos, where I'll continue to share practical, relatable tips to help you live healthy, live actively, and live inspired, no matter what age you are. Thank you for spending your time listening and joining me all the way to the end of this video. Wishing you good health, abundant energy, and a beautifully refreshed morning tomorrow.